So one of the really neat things about the FiTech, you don't have to understand fuel injection in order to use it. It is a completely self-tuning system. Every one of them comes with this little computer here, and it basically gives you all of your options as far as doing your initial setup and going in and putting some details about the engine. Let me turn it on and you can see it connect. And then just ask how many cylinders, the size of the engine, gives you your camshaft sizing, etc., where your RPM limits are going to be, just some basic information on the computer, and you send that to the ECU and it gives you your starting calibration, and from that point you just start the car and run it, and it will automatically start tuning to get it perfect to your engine. One of the things that's also neat about the computer is it does allow you to check any type of fault codes for a check engine light, and it also gives you a dashboard to be able to monitor everything that's going on while you're doing it. So you can actually watch how much calibration and trim work it's doing, RPM, coolant temperature. You can pretty much monitor anything that the FiTech is monitoring at that point. And it has a data logging system. So if you're obviously unable to look at that screen while you're driving down the road, you can data log it, and it'll give you options of what you want to data log, all the way to data logging everything. And that way you can look at it after you get back from your drive and decide if you need to make changes to it, if you want to manually make the changes to it versus allowing the FiTech unit to do it itself, or just watching what's going on with it. All right, what we have here is a 1976 Corvette. It's an L48 automatic. It's a pretty stock vehicle, with the exception that we put a DeWitt radiator in it, we put an exhaust system on it. But one of the biggest things that made a difference in what we did is we converted it over to the FiTech fuel injection. For anybody that's got one of these cars or any carbureted cars, you understand the frustration of cold starting them when it's hot. You usually have to babysit them to get them to run when it's cold. And the great thing about the FiTech unit is it bolts right onto the carburetor flange, and it is no different than what a new car today would be. The only conversion that's really needed for the FiTech, it is an all-in-one unit, but you do have to run an electric fuel pump in the gas tank. In this particular car, we use one of the EFI tanks that has a fuel pump module and a sending unit that bolts into the top of it. We installed it in the car. We eliminated the factory fuel lines on the vehicle and ran a single fuel line all the way up to the FiTech unit with a regulator in the very back of the tank. And so far we've got about 800 miles on it, and it's been absolutely flawless. So one of the things that the FiTech unit is capable of, depending on which part number you choose, this one is the 650 horsepower kit. It's capable of running up to 650 horsepower, but it's also capable of running 250 horsepower. The reason why we chose that kit is this is the kit that gives complete ignition control in the computer system for the FiTech. So as you can see, we're no longer running the factory GM HEI distributor. We're running a MSD distributor system that allows us to control timing through the FiTech system. One of the great things about changing your car over to fuel injection is the ease of starting. I just got back from driving this car, so this is going to be what it's going to be like to hot start it after you fill up with gas. We all know what that's like. That's how you start the fuel injection on. Notice I didn't have to get in the car.